These brown sugar glazed carrots are so easy. They have become one of my go-to sides. They are super quick, super easy, and you don't even have to use a frying pan. They are sweet and sticky and just a little bit soft. It's like I'm not even eating a vegetable. I'm going to start just by peeling my carrots. You can absolutely use baby carrots for this. Just keep in mind that because they're thinner, they'll cook a little bit faster. All right, these are peeled. I'm just going to give them a quick rinse and then cut them up. And I'm going to start just by cutting off the tops. And I like to cut these kind of on a bias, so I'll just angle my knife a little bit and give it a cut, and then I'll rotate the carrot and angle maybe the other way and give it another cut. That gives me kind of a nice variety of shapes. And I like to have about this size piece, and I think the different shapes just make this dish stand out a little bit more. All right, carrots are all cut up. That is about how much I want. One little tray that'll feed just the two of us and give us some leftovers. Now, I do not keep brown sugar on hand. I have spent too much money on brown sugar and then thrown it away because it turned into a brick in my pantry. I have started making my own brown sugar. I use just plain white sugar and molasses. So I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of sugar in my bowl. And the amount of molasses you need is really going to be dependent on how dark you like your brown sugar. I'm going to start with maybe 1/2 teaspoon. You really don't need a lot. And I have found the easiest way to do this is to just mix it around with your fingers. And I kind of like to squish it together. And it takes a few minutes, but eventually it'll come together as brown sugar. And if you want it darker, just add a little bit more molasses, just a tiny little bit at a time. And you'll never throw away brown sugar again. And it's already kind of coming together. This looks like a light brown sugar. I'm gonna add a little bit more molasses because I do want it to be a little bit darker than this. And that is about what I'm looking for. It's a little bit more golden in color than what I would normally get from the store for brown sugar, but the taste is so similar, I don't know that I could tell the difference. I've got my 3 carrots cut up here. I'm gonna pour in a couple of tablespoons of butter, melted butter. I'm gonna take probably about 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar I just made. Maybe we'll do 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna do just a little pinch of salt. And about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm just gonna give that a mix. Just gonna move to a slightly bigger bowl. I just want everything to be pretty nicely coated. The carrots are cold, so the butter's already starting to re-solidify. I'm also going to add a touch of olive oil. And then I'm just going to spread this out on my baking sheet. Now I'll be cooking these in my toaster oven, but if you're using a regular oven, if you're using an electric oven, you'll do 425 degrees for I think about 15 minutes. I'm gonna do the same thing, 425 in my toaster oven. I'm gonna check on them in about 10 and see how far along they are. These have been roasting for about 10 minutes. I just wanna give them a quick toss and make sure that they stay pretty well coated. All of the butter's melted and some of the water's evaporating from the carrots. They are starting to soften up, but they're definitely not quite as soft as I want them to be. I'm going to throw them back in for another probably 15 minutes from here. And we'll see how they do. All right, my carrots are basically done. All of the extra liquid has evaporated and all that's left is kind of a sticky glaze. I'm just giving that one more toss. And these are pretty soft. I still like to have a little bit of bite in my carrots, but if you like them softer than this, then just throw them back in for another 5 minutes and they will cook right up. These came out so beautifully. They are shiny, they are a little bit sticky, they are just as soft as I want them. I absolutely love brown sugar glazed carrots. This has become one of my absolute favorite side dishes to have.